we had known that Apple was struggling in China. So how much worse are these numbers?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's been a drumbeat of bad news in the last few months, since the start of the year, really, about Apple's prospects, and all of it has come down, as you say, to China. You talk about the almost 10% drop, so that equates to about 50.1 million mobile phones that were shipped in that period. The expectations were that you'd be getting about 51.7 million. So you're talking about a drop of almost 2 million versus the estimates. It's the biggest drop that we've seen, in fact, since COVID-19 and all the snarled supply chains that impacted Apple then, of course. So it is significant. And again, to the China factor, the competition is real. You're seeing that from the likes of Xiaomi. You're seeing that from the likes of another company as well, another smartphone maker in China called Transsion, coming out for some cut price phones there. Their market, their sales in the same period grew about 80%. Xiaomi's grew about 30%. This as Apple dropped about 10%. All at the same time as well as you get this ban coming through from China on people bringing in smartphones into companies, state-run companies, state-owned companies. So that's affecting, of course, millions of people in China as well. So the competition is there and the restrictions you're seeing in place, and it's starting to have an impact clearly on the sales of these smartphones, the Apple smartphones in China.
So what about the health of the overall market? I mean, is this an Apple malaise? Because the rest of the market seems to be doing grand, and on top of that, raising prices.
Well, that's it. The top line is that this market has rebounded from the struggles that it's faced in the last couple of years. It's been one of the best years, in fact, for a number of years for the smartphone market. You saw overall growth of almost 8%. Samsung remains #1. Apple's still holding that second place. That Xiaomi is catching up, though. And again, the growth that you're seeing, the pickup from a low base, of course, for the likes of Transsion and Xiaomi is something that is obviously going to concern Apple. Apple has the pricing power still. It is still commanding the highest prices in that market. But you're absolutely right to point out that the broader market is turning around. But for Apple, you're seeing that drop, and that challenge continues. They're, of course, trying to ensure that they can build out supply chains in other countries like Vietnam. They're focused on India as well. So they want to build out their footprint there. But for now, the Chinese market remains a challenge for Apple as these competitors come to the fore.
Tom Mackenzie on the Apple story.